Welcome to the 18th Verzió, the International Human Rights Documentary Film Festival here in Budapest.
Hello.
My name is Lili Mesterházy, and this is
My name is Marek
Gajczak.
Gajczak, and I am the director of the film Nature Is My Homeland.
Exactly. Welcome, welcome, Marek. You are also a cinematographer, besides being a film director. You graduated from the cinematography department in the film school at Lodz in Poland. You also completed a masterclass here in Budapest of cinematography.
Right.
When was it? I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah,
the Budapest connection.
It was like 25 years ago.
And you have fond memories of that?
Yes, the great memories of that. It was with Laszlo Kovacs, a great cinematographer from your country. So it was really nice experience, great for me.
Yeah, I was happy to see that.
Yeah.
So you worked as a cinematographer, and then you directed and wrote your first feature film in 2006.
Yes.
Under the Surface was the title. And since you've made several documentaries, you also worked as a cinematographer, also had these decades. And now here at Verzió, you have your newest documentary, as you said before, Nature Is My Homeland, which is being presented in the Anthropocene section of the festival. So how are you? I just wanted to ask you, where are you right now? You're in your living room, I can tell, but how are you doing? Are you back in Poland?
I'm good. You know, this pandemic situation a little bit, weak our business here in Poland. So because there was not so big, there was not so much productions. And so now I mostly do the documentaries and short films, like kind of advertisement as well, so that kind of stuff. And now I'm preparing the new documentary, which I don't want to say about.
No way! Don't spill any.
Myself, I'm sorry.
Fine. So you're working on a new documentary right now, but it's...
No, I just start, so it's the process. So I suppose next year we will try to, develop the project and start shooting. Maybe we'll see. Anyway.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Do you see yourself primarily as a documentary filmmaker?
I didn't realize that it can be like that. So because mostly I was interested in feature films and that kind of stuff. But then I just started to realize that documentary has a more, that fits me in somehow. So I started to make it. So that's the way. I don't know. So now I just thinking the documentary is probably my way.
Mm-hmm. You made a documentary of a music film festival.
That's
or music festival? No, it's a music festival, right?
It's a music festival, a rock music festival, which was made in Poland in the 80s. And it was very famous in the whole, this part of Europe. I mean, east part of Europe, and in the country.
Did you used to go there when you were a young?
Not really.
Really, you just heard of it?
Yes, I just heard a lot, and I was trying to go there a lot of times because I was young then. So I was like 16, and I wanted to go, but it was complicated then because. So I didn't go, and but I just listened a lot of music from this festival. It was running with the cassettes, so it was horrible.
I know what you're talking about. So what do you think is your main interest? Because if you look at this new film, Nature Is My Homeland, or a film about a music festival? Like, what's the common ground there? Where does your sensibility lies as a filmmaker? What do you think? What can we draw like a connection there, or what is it that you're interested in?
I'm still looking this line. I don't know yet. It's
We'll
maybe,
find out after your
I
next
don't know.
one, maybe.
Yeah, I feel that closer to my heart is the last film. I mean, Nature Is My Homeland. But I don't know. The festival is close to my heart as well. So it's a different, maybe different kind of approach, but
It's all you.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this new film that I have just watched, and I really liked it, and I want to
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, because you show people in this film, I think more than 5 or 6 people closely related to and connected to nature. How did you find these people? How did you make this selection? You knew you wanted to work with to make a movie about nature, and then how did you go about finding them?
It wasn't very complicated, because a producer of the film came to me one day and asked me if I want to take a part in this project. I mean, it wasn't the film project at the beginning, because it was the bigger project, which was called the same name, Nature Is My Homeland. Made by Academy of Art in Krakow, and it was it was the 4 academies from around the world, like from United States, Serbia, and from Germany as well, and from Krakow. And the main goal of this project was to show the students, teachers as well, a new approach to nature, and how to connect the nature with the science, that kind of stuff. And it's supposed to happen, the big meeting in Krakow. A big meeting with the people who are connected to nature somehow and to art. But the pandemic situation, unfortunately, pandemic situation made it not possible. So they decided to make the interviews with some of the invited guests. Like it was like 40 people or something.
Okay.
And they asked me to just to make the recording of their interview with them, with some of them. So, but I quickly realized that just interview is not enough, and this subject was, revolving around me somehow, and so I decided it's a good subject for the documentary film, and we did. So we started to look for the protagonist of our movie and choose 6 of them from these 40 people.
That was the casting process.
The casting was, I just tried to realize what they do, what are they, get closer to them, to just read some books of them, just to know better what they do, and then we just start to searching and try to connect with them somehow, with if they want or not to take a part in the movie. And then we just start shooting. So it wasn't very complicated. This process was easier because of the pandemic situation as well. So fortunately or unfortunately, but but this was the reason why we start shooting. So
That's the birth of your documentary. Actually, it's due to that fact. I was wondering because you show some beautiful images of nature, also footages made by these people. You always show that they're fascinating footages, and then you also let them speak about their feelings, their thoughts, their ideas, very deeply philosophical at times, about how humans treat nature and how they should be treating nature. Has the making of this film changed your views or deepened them or changed your life maybe in terms
you
of
mean my
treating
or
nature?
the,
Your
no,
personal journey, like your connection, your relationship to nature. Has it changed?
it didn't change my life, but it gives me a lot of new insights, new knowledge. I don't know how to, but it was a very interesting trip for me. Quite interesting, and at the beginning, truly, at the beginning, I just it's a lot of talking about climate changing, about bad situation, and how far we go as the people, as a human being, in destroying our planet, and so on and so on. And I always, thought that it's far away from me somehow. And this film, when I was making this, showed me that it's also my problem, and and I has to be involved somehow in this. So it was the changing for me.
So how are you involved right now? What's
Right
the big
now,
change? What's the big change?
right now,
These
it's
are questions that I could ask myself as well. So I'm just really interested, like what can you
what
do, a
can you do?
filmmaker in
What can I do?
Poland? Yes.
I just can make another film because I'm a filmmaker, and I want to make the next documentary about it's not exactly nature, but trying interconnect the nature, the science and art and religion as well. So that's the subject of the next film. So I try to do something. I don't know if it has an impact or not, but anyway, it's.
No, I'm sure it does, because while I was watching it personally, I can tell you about myself. While I was watching it, I had this urge of switching off my laptop and go to nature right away. Go to a forest. There is a forest around me. So I don't know. It's maybe the sounds, maybe the images, maybe these thoughts. It certainly works. And if I don't know if people can feel this urge of reconnecting to nature, that's a big deal. That's really, really good. So I was wondering, just when Ursula says something, do you remember that line when she talks about death? When she says, you seem surprised. Did
About
she?
what? About the because I
Death.
didn't understand.
You didn't hear me. Okay. So there is a line when Ursula speaks about delight and death.
Yes.
The way all the things she's experienced and all the things she perceives coming from nature to her. She says, everything I have seen in nature is enough for me to die peacefully with full gratitude, which is such a powerful line, and it just puts you in a very, very special mood. And this is one effect of your film. On the other hand, you have all this anxiety, what you just talked about, this idea of us destroying nature, and this makes it all very, very sad, at least for me. What do you think? Where does your focus, or where does your stress lie in this film? Which one is the more powerful message? Or could you just make A pig.
I
Take
think
a
the
pig.
most powerful message is at the end, when Ursula says that that everything goes and comes from love, and this is most powerful. The love is the most important feeling, maybe, and because when people love, they don't hurt each other, and then they don't harm the nature as well. So it was the most important for me. But you know, there are some different moments very important for me as well. So the one of them, it's maybe it's not, maybe it's hidden a little bit, but one of the very interesting moments in the film is about the bees, which cannot be treated as individuals, but
I remember, yes.
they are something like a super organism. So it not be, but it be separately, but the swarm is a super organism, and making a decision by itself. And it was something like, wow, so it's connected. You cannot see that, but it's connected like one organism, like a super organism. And it's the same like everywhere in the nature. So it's like trees are connected, and the fish are connected, and people are connected, but we cannot see that, right? So maybe it's like more and more and more complex, and when you realize that, so it's a completely new understanding of the nature and of the everything.
Yes, one of your I wanted to say characters, like it's a feature film. One of your protagonists say that yes, this one thing about the bees, that they cannot exist alone individually. They die alone. They die. And the other thing that made a big impact on me was that I think it was Stanislav who said that we are taught to forget about and ignore garbage, for example, waste, that it just, we make it disappear, the smell, the sight, everything, as if it never existed, but it's still there. And then you show these images of plastic in nature. So it's certainly, the interesting thing is, while I was watching it, that you never say something very new. Like, we all know these things, right? But we actually do exactly what Stanislav says. We ignore it.
Yeah.
And it's good to kind of see it again and be reminded of these facts that we all know, and we hear it 1,000 times, but we just hear it and then ignore it. So do you consider yourself an activist in any way?
No.
Activating people?
Activating people.
In this sense?
I wish, but you know, I've never thought about myself like that. So, so I'm not activist at all. I'm just, you know, trying to make films as good as I can, and but I don't feel like an activist at all.
Like, I think Diana was
Diana, Diana is really artist who is deeply ecological, and she's really activist.
Yes,
like,
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Fascinating personality. So did the film, what was the reception like? How so far? It's a very new film, right? It's from this year. You completed it this year.
No, it was
year?
completed at the beginning of this year, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's very new, but have there been screenings or back in
We had a
Poland?
screening in Krakow on the festival in Krakow, and we won the prize, one of the prizes. So it was great. It was very
Congratulations.
unexpected, and
You were surprised by this?
yes, I was very surprised.
Why? Because of the other films or because you're humble? Why?
I don't know. I just I didn't expect, because it was just a very small film, so we made it like almost homemade, and I didn't expect that it can win the festival. I mean, it didn't won it, but just get the prize. So,
One of the
but it was very nice and very helpful for us as well. So
for the future of the film.
yeah.
Did people come up to you and talk to you
Yes.
about it?
Yes.
What
yes.
was the main message?
That they are very happy that they could see that film, and it gives them a lot feelings, new feelings. Maybe, it's like you said, it's nothing new, but somehow it's new, and it's like it's it's very interesting, but it's like that. So I don't know how it works, but it works.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Marek. Thank you for showing this film here at Verzió, the 18th Verzió Film Festival. And I'm sure that there will be very, very similar reactions from the Hungarian crowd as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye.